UK, there's over 43,000 men will be diagnosed with male-specific cancer. 43,000 men. That's either prostate, testicular or penile cancer. The reason we chose the male cancer as opposed to all the others is because the male cancer never seems to get as much press. Now us lads, we're always playing with our bits and pieces and so forth, but we never play with them properly, do we? We never talk about it. We never check them out. It's not something that we check out, and we should do, because we're all prone to it at some point. And the biggest thing is, the ladies, you can play a part. You can actually check as well. Make it a bit of fun as well, but you'll notice if there's something missing, or if there's something not right. Alright? Testicular cancer is most commonly affects men between the age of 15 and 45. With over 2,200 men being diagnosed each year in the UK. It's a lot of men. Fortunately, it's highly treatable, so you need to check and you need to get diagnosed fairly quickly. Prostate cancer, every year, 41,000 men in the UK are diagnosed with that. And it affects men, 1 in 8 men will develop it, and it's mainly men over the age of 50. So, a lot of us are knackered really, aren't we? You know, let's face it. Now the biggest trouble with prostate cancer is most men will say, there's no way am I going to the doctor for a finger shoved up my arse. Because that's the only way of finding out. But for a little bit of discomfort, and if you're lucky you'll get a lovely blonde doctor who'll give you a reach around at the same time. So, for a little bit of discomfort, you get checked. Penile cancer, now this is one I'd never even heard of. It's very rare and only affects 600 men each year. And again, unfortunately, it's men over 50. So we're never going to last, are we? We're never going to last. There's a lot of details about the cancers, and I've got the information. I really don't want to go into all the information because my nuts are hurting already. So if you want the information, come and see me. The second charity, and the guys are here as well, is a charity called For Lewis. Some people will have heard of it, some people won't. For Lewis was set up in 2010, and it was in the wake of the loss of Kirsty McGorrell and Michael Knight's first child, Lewis. He was stillborn at 38 weeks on the 10th of December, and they decided to help mothers and parents of stillborn children and raise funds to help them with the tragic experience. I don't know how many people have gone through this. I'm one of them, and you do need the support. By showing the parents they're not alone and helping to create everlasting precious memories, 17 babies are stillborn every day in the UK. 17 a day. For Lewis started off with the intention of supplying their local maternity unit in Sunderland with memory boxes. 6 years on, and they supply over 200 hospitals and hospices across the UK. Now there's just 4 main people, and they supply 200 hospitals and hospices. And in June 2000, yeah, of course. In June 2015, they started supplying British military bases within the UK, Ireland, Germany, and Cyprus as well. So, they're going international. All the services For Lewis provide is free of charge and funded solely by donations and fundraising events like tonight. For Lewis provided memory boxes for parents who suffer the death of a child through miscarriage, stillbirth, neonatal or infant loss, up to the age of 16. With many of the 5 to 16-year-old, the boxes go into hospices and child cancer wards. Now, some people, when we did an event last year, wanted to know what the boxes were. I meant to ask Tracy to bring one, and I clean forgot. These are handmade boxes, and in them, on average, the original boxes contained a clay impression kit to capture the impression of baby's hands and feet, 2 teddies. Two teddy bears, one that goes with baby and one that stays with family. Sorry.
Come on, Bob.
I'm Bob McGurl, one of the trustees of the charity for Lewis, and the memory boxes. It's a very simple concept, but you know, you're not going home with your baby. So when you go to have a baby and some circumstances you're not ready for it, your mind's in different places, and the boxes are in hospital provide for the families. So we take that away from them so they can create all the memories there and at that time. As Dave was just saying there, a lot of the items that are in there are for a lifetime. They provide you the memories, and I know we created a clay cast for Lewis. So we had his hands and his footprints. So even today we can touch his hands, the actual impression itself. Dave was just saying there's 2 teddy bears in there. I'm a big Sunderland fan. It's going to be said. But I'd already made my mind up that Lewis was going to be a red and white because his dad was a black and white, and I'm his granddad, and that's what was going to happen. So I bought my Sunderland teddy bear and I put that in his cot. But when it was time to say goodbye, I could smell him on that teddy bear. So I went and bought him an identical one. So he had one and I had one, and it still sits in my car today. It goes everywhere with me. And they're the sort of things that you put in your memory box. And it's just a starter really. And just to let the family know that you're not on your own, because you do actually feel that you're on your own. And I have to say, just to summarise really, to lose a child is the worst feeling in the world. And make no mistake about that, and I didn't realise this sort of thing went on, but as Dave said, 17 babies a day, that's far too many. And just because you haven't sort of grew up with them, it's still a huge trauma to the families, because they're so wanted. And when they don't get them across the line, those families will suffer forever. And I know the charity's gone on to do other things. We don't just do memory boxes now. We provide what they call a cuddle cot, and that allows the families more time to spend with the children. It's a mobile mortuary, and they're £1,600 each. We've done 60 units of these across the country, and we got the opportunity to take Lewis home. And at that time, this product didn't exist, and said you can take him home, but you have to leave your doors, your windows open, keep them as cold as possible because they deteriorate quite quickly. With this cuddle cot, that allows the parents more time to say the goodbyes in their own time, so they can have a couple of 3 days to do that. So, all this equipment is quite important. And I know there's not a lot of information out there, and I know probably a lot of people here don't realise this is going on, but honestly, it's not as rare as you think. And, there is a need for this sort of service. As Dave quite rightly said, we don't take any, we do study days, and we'll travel all around the country speaking to student midwives and tell them how and why this is so important to create memories for the families. And it's just one of those things that we feel that should never ever be charged. And the only way we can do it is by support from, I know Dave and Dave really support us from the off with this, and with yourselves. So, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody tonight, because it goes a hell of a long way. I want to wish everybody good luck with the ride as well. And I know Dave's been affected by this as well, so that's why I've nipped up. So sorry for that. But thanks very much everybody for your support. It's really much appreciated.
Thanks, Bob. Sorry about that, guys. The reason I wanted to do it was because when you get Bob started, you never shut the bugger up. And he's a lovely fella. Thank you again. We've got a fantastic band, so Alex tells me. And I've never heard them. Some of you have. We're going to, later on, we've got raffle going, and the Name the Bear. The Name the Bear's still going. We need to fill that card. Now, the company that actually supplied that bear have put it on their website. They're calling it the Harley Bear. And for every bear that's sold, £5 comes towards our cause. So thanks to those guys as well. So please, you what? 3 left on the card. Put me down for 1. T, put me down for 1. We're also going to shave this bloody beard off later. It's been annoying me the hell out of me, so we're going to do that later on. The guys are all set and ready. Please welcome the Alex Forcing Band.
Good evening, ladies and gents. It's absolutely fantastic.